Hello, Mark Crossfield here. Thursday again, more swing fixes coming at you. We've got fitness question of the week, normal Golf Swing Weekly Fix show. Also, any of you guys or girls wanting to join us at our golf day at the Oxfordshire on the 1st of August 2013, so anyone watching this after this date, you've missed it, but if you're watching it before that date, come and join us. Links down below. Follow the link, check out the day. 1st of August, morning of coaching with myself and my team, afternoon of golf around the fantastic Oxfordshire Golf Club. So if you want to get better at golf, hopefully we'll enjoy the show, and if you want to come along and get stuck in as well, you're more than welcome. Follow links down below. Let's see if we can give you some help, get you playing some better golf. Let's get stuck in. Driver swing here sent to me through the apps. We're seeing quite a what we call open face at the top. Like I say, open to what is another discussion, but this will often lead to faces that are open to paths. We're going to work on your left wrist a little bit. Then what we see on a downswing, if you look at that position there, the face looks like it's pointing to the right, and then just post impact it's pointing massively to the left. And if you watch the shot, this shot looks like it's massively low and out the heel of the club, getting the ball to start low left, and it would, if it didn't hit the trees, would curve off to the right. We also see a little bit of loss of balance at the end. So what I would like to see, your posture's a fraction low in your setup, just a little bit higher with your driver would be good. Just pick your hands up a fraction. I'd like to see you trying to make backswings where you try and feel like you're flattening your left wrist with your arm rather than getting such a massive angle in there that allows the face, the toe to point too much down to the ground. It needs to just kind of point a little bit more off, say towards your head almost is the feeling. It's coming off towards my head, not so much down at the ground. So that's making a backswing where you feel like you flatten your wrist. And then I would like you to really work on balance on the way through. You don't want to be hitting such a long club where you're hitting the ball and falling into it. As you make a backswing where you open the face, so the face is going to be open to whatever path you're swinging on, as a general rule with that kind of movement, where you're cupping your wrists, common movements for people as they start down is to move forwards, to move the club over, to try and swing to the left, because they know their face is going to be pointing left at target, but it's going to be open of whatever path they're swinging on. So they tend to swing left, try and get the ball starting up the left and curving back to the right. So they're manipulating the path and the face to try and function, to try and find target. So what I would like to see you do is trying to flatten in that left wrist on the backswing, even if you have to take some power off your shot. Few swings where you feel like on the follow through, much more done from your arms. Left foot feels very solid on the ground, right foot can just peel up. Get the feeling of throwing your hands through the ball, getting that balance onto your left side, rather than throwing your body so much at the ball and losing that balance, moving the club out to the right of the ball, which we see, catching that neck, low neck, club wrapping around the ball and it just shooting it low left and curving anyway from that strike. Strikes for you, you've got face issues, which encourage path issues, but if you've got strike issues as well, you've got spin coming from face to path issues, and then you're going to have spin coming from strike, especially with a driver. And trying to work out which one you've done will be very complicated. Got to get that strike more near the centre of the club, or with a driver, like I've said in another video, slightly high and towards the toe is perfect, but we need the face set in a better angle at the backswing, much more balanced on the way through. I think you'll hit considerably better shots. Thanks for watching. Right guys, Trevor says, hey Mark, quick question. The grips on my clubs are starting to peel and flake, mainly the putter, so I'm getting some new ones. Which grips are best and how often should I change them? Right Trevor, you should change your grips as often as you can. You should change your grips as soon as they start feeling like they don't do what they're meant to do, which is give you grip. So any sign of them feeling a bit slippy in different conditions, I would be changing them. Which ones are best? Very much personal feel. Things to watch out for grips. Grip size is don't just get a standard grip. Go and see a pro and he'll help you, or she'll help you get an idea of what kind of grip size might assist your feel in your hands, subject to the size of your hands and many other factors. I tend to use tall velvets. So just the kind of all black grips, no markings on, which I quite like. I also like the tall velvet corded grips, which I used to play a lot with when I was amateur, so they have cord in them, but as an amateur I tend to play a lot in the rain because the events were often in places near the seaside, big amateur events, and it often used to just rain all the time here in the UK, certainly near the seaside. Where now I don't play so much in the rain because I can be more selective when I play, so the tall velvet does it enough, where the corded grip felt better in the rain. So it's thinking about the conditions you play in, thinking about the size of your hand, and then have a go with a couple of grips. You know, go in the shop, feel them, touch them, but it is going to come down very much to personal feel and kind of personal interpretation of what that grip feels like to you. Some people like a certain grip, not because it's better or worse than the other one, they just like the feel of that grip. But you should be changing your grips as soon as they start to not function. So a grip is there to try and help you grip the club, and you should think about the weather conditions you playing most: wet, warm, so sweaty, not sweaty, wet, those kind of things. So certain grips will perform better than others in those kind of conditions. And you should definitely go to a shop and just put your hands on as many grips as you can and see which one you like the feel of best, and go with your instincts, go with your feel. You're the one who's going to have to play with these grips. If they feel good for you, then that's a good thing. Thanks for the question. Okay, pretty neat swing here sent through the app. It looks like there's a lot of effort to try and swing to the right in this action, so lots of movements going this way. So we see the classic, what people call early extension, so the tuck under with the hips, the thrust forwards. Then we see impacts where shoulders are just pre-impact here, very, very closed, which is always going to push everything off to the right. Ball's either going to go right, good chance it'll flip back to the left with coordination. We see the very kind of hands in line with your feet exit point on the way through. I'd like to see you exiting much further out here to the left. So this is quite a common swing with people, really taught the hip from in to out heavily. So we're seeing quite a neat backswing, arguably slightly over rotated, but what we're going to talk about on the way through I think will sort that out, often does for people. So not quite a neat backswing. Downswing is all built around trying to swing towards the camera lens here, right out towards you, keeping shoulders back, keeping hips back, leaning back and pushing everything high and out to the right. So handle goes up and high, club goes out to the right, hands come up high and then start pushing around to the left. Great swing thought for you. It's really hard to start. People find this very, very difficult. Much more exiting left on the way through. So really feel like your hands are coming around your chest, much more around your left shoulder rather than up over your shoulder and then around it. You want to feel that you're exiting much more out to the left. What that will tend to do when people tend to try and exit a bit further left is they tend to rotate less on the way back, like I said earlier, because they're going to try and rotate arguably a little bit more on the way through in an effort to get this club coming around their body. And what I think it will find you does for you, good chance it'll improve your angle of attack. Obviously I've not measured it with GC2 HMT or any other launch monitor, but most people who swing the way you're swinging tend to shallow out a bit before the ball, take no kind of divots from the ground and almost hit up to level at the ball. Where with a medium iron like you're doing, I'd like to see you hitting much more down and a feeling of to the left. Better strike, better direction on your shots as well. So hit a few shots, it'll feel really strange. Don't worry where the ball goes at the start. Normal backswing, but downswing, follow through. Got to exit round here more. Can't have you exiting up here and then around. Try and get the feeling of pulling around your body more on the way through. So throwing the club out to the ball, then back into the left to make that club exit left and create much better golf shots. Okay, so practice swing here sent to me on the course. We're going to see quite heavy sway backswing here. This is a very chilled out backswing. Being relaxed is good, but we see left knee come across almost touching right knee, right hip swaying, both hips moving to our left, his right. Massive rotations with the shoulder. This is a backswing which could get you in a lot of trouble. Very hard to get into a good impact position from there. So what I would like to see, I mean, you look pretty chillaxed in that video. Lovely course, sunny day, shorts on. Backswing looks as relaxed as you might be feeling. I would like to see a backswing which is a little tighter, a little bit more efficient. Let's take out some of those moving parts that don't need to be there. Best swing thought for you is thinking about your knees. Make a backswing where you feel like you keep the gap in your knees. That'll keep your left foot down on the ground. If you succeed with that, it'll calm your hip rotation down. That will then in turn calm your shoulder rotation down. And then from there, just commit. Hit the ball as hard as you can, really commit through. Get rid of this kind of floppy, long backswing, loose backswing. Get very loose strikes going on often with people who swing it that way. So make your swing. Both feet ideally flat on the floor, but try and fill the gap between your two knees and try and sustain it. To you, it'll feel like you're barely making a backswing. This is the thing people find the hardest. They feel like they've not even made a backswing when they do these movements. You have, it's just arguably a more efficient backswing, so there is less movement in there, and that's what you're feeling, that less movement. It's not that you're not taking the club back far enough or any of those things. So make your swing, keep the gap between your knees, and then just fire normally on the way through to try and create that good strike. Hope that helps. Let me know how you get on. Right, James, what we got today, we're going to do a video around kind of, is it shoulder and chest, or? Just shoulder. Just shoulder, okay. And it's going to help people maybe get out of this kind of
the
hunch
real
postures.
Hunch posture. Obviously everyday life, we spend all the time driving, sitting at your desk, your golf posture, everything's always inwardly rotated, so we need to try and get these out, externally rotations.
Brilliant. And then obviously for follow throughs, for people I see day in day, lots of reasons, but lots of this.
Yeah, they just haven't got the strength in their arms
to make those follow throughs, to get into these kind of business. I get lots of people come for lessons, they can only get to about there, they can't extend
so
out those.
Strengthen these rear ones.
Great, so we've got some equipment. James, show us what we're going to do.
Okay, so I've just got a resistance band here. I've just stuck it in the ground with a tent peg.
Okay.
Obviously if you're doing this at home, they normally come with door anchors, so you can anchor under your door. What are you going to do?
So sorry, you can buy these things.
Yeah, you get these on that
available.
little known thing called eBay.
Yeah.
Not very popular.
What is that place? Yeah.
So we're going to stick it in the ground. We're going to work from low to high. So I'm going to move away, so I've got a bit of tension here. This thing's called a sword raise. So as it sounds, it's like raising a sword. So you like this. I'm keeping my arm nice and straight. And I'm going up at about a 45-degree angle, so I'm really hitting the rear part of the shoulder here.
Yeah, it's good. And your posture as you stand is good.
Nice and upright, shoulder blades are back, chest is up. I'm not stood here hunched. I'm really conscious of my posture all the time when I do exercises. Yeah,
you've said that before in other videos, which is good.
And what you can do for a little added bonus, when you get to the top, if you think of your thumb like that, you can turn it out.
Okay, shall I have a go?
Palm up. Yeah, if you give that one a go.
So I'm just holding it this way and I'm standing basically square
so
onto
it's like a sword here, and you're going to pull the sword from the sheath.
Were you here or were you?
No, you're side on.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Pulling the sword from
and
the
obviously
sheath.
the more tension...
Yeah, the more you walk away, the harder it becomes.
Okay.
So if you want to start...
Yeah, so we're starting a kind of medium tension. I'll just get my left hand out of the way and
so
I'm
just...
going to
bring this straight up, but no, straight arm. So it looks like you need a bit less tension. You need to walk in a bit closer, so keep a nice straight arm.
So I need to keep this straight?
This has got to be fixed. Bring it up.
Okay, so it can go that way a bit?
Yeah, it comes up and out and around and up to about 45 degrees. Up there. Yep, that's good.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
So you're really feeling this.
Can I hold it more like that? I've just kind of got the wrong grip, haven't I?
Yeah. You're really hitting this part here, the rear of your shoulder.
Yeah, that is very good.
Down there. So it's really helping
this
bring
is
out
strengthening, not warming up though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a strength exercise.
So you wouldn't be doing this before you play?
No, especially people with weak shoulder. If they did this before, they're going to be a bit worn out by the time they play.
Yeah, so this is something you should be doing between rounds with a rest in between.
Try and get your head a bit higher. It should be up. That's it, 45-degree angle.
Certainly. And I know for me, definitely right shoulder, I'd be better on left at this.
Yeah.
Golf follow throughs. Plus I play tennis as well, so this shoulder is, I'm left-handed at tennis. So the right one for me, I think.
And again, we do it both arms, we do.
Yeah, so you would balance it out.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So this is a great one, guys. You do need a bit of equipment for this one, but I can really feel this one. There's something about doing exercises, it's so basic, isn't it? Something about doing exercises with a bit of equipment that just make you feel like you're doing something a bit more.
Yeah.
I know there's no logic to that,
no,
but you know what I mean, don't you? You just feel like you actually are achieving something rather than just supporting your own body weight.
Yeah.
And even though most of us can't support our own body weight, you kind of don't believe that you can't support, you know, I'm using a piece of equipment, this is a proper exercise kind of thing. But I really like that, James. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks, James, really good. Post comments down below. Let me know if this helps or something you've done or you're thinking of getting these bands. Check them out, get something like this, get your body conditioned. The most important part of it, or the most important equipment that you'll own, more than your white driver, black driver or grey driver. Get your body working, get your swing working, get your golf scores coming down. Thanks for watching and we'll speak to you all soon. Okay, more swings sent through the app. We see a classic, what people call over the top movement on the downswing here. So we tend to see hands moving very much out to his right, out in front of his body. Club then gets out of the ball, jamming in the neck, and you can see what happens. The club just flips over and the ball starts low left. It's generally not a pleasant tee shot. What I would like to see you do, so your downswing is moving quite neat on the backswing and then pulling everything in and down and to the left on the downswing. Simple feeling of trying to create more width on the downswing often helps you. So what you're doing from the backswing is you're pulling the handle, so the grip, your hands, in and so out and in towards you that way, which means the club's always going to move outside of the ball, hit down and to the left as a rule. So you're moving in, so pulling in towards me, which in turn pushes out. That moves the handle so far ahead of the head that you can only hit down and to the left with that one. What I want you to feel that you do, and this is a hard feeling, you'll hit some odd shots at the start, but when you connect with one, you'll see shots that you've never really hit before. Top of your backswing here, try and feel like the handle pushes away from you before you start your descent into the attacking the ball. So move up to the top, start your downswing, push your hands away, then come through and hit the ball. It'll change your angle of attack, it'll change the direction of the club. Hopefully it'll stop the club moving outside of the ball where you're jamming it down in the neck, and you'll hit considerably strange shots. It is just one of the oddest feelings for people. Certainly people who watch golf videos have been taught to kind of lag and hold the hands in, all those kind of things, which I'm not such a fan of. I want you to actually feel the opposite, feel like you're throwing it away from you here. And if you think about that on a two-dimensional camera, if I throw my hands that way, on that 2D camera, that keeps the club inside. If I simply come here and pull my hands closer, that camera will see my hands outside of my body. So you're often used to seeing it on 2D. If you put this element into it, so this dimension as well, not just the flat, is it this way or this way, if you put the width in there as well, it changes what it looks like on the camera, and in turn it changes path, angle of attack, and hopefully for better shots for you. So tricky one, definitely with your driver there, get the top of your backswing, feel like you throw the club away from you, then attack the ball. You'll find you hit very different strikes, very different shots, and I think you'll be impressed with the results. Thanks for sending. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.